I went ahead and plugged in a little MIDI controller that I have. It's a little portable keyboard, and it's just a USB keyboard, and it sends USB messages. So when you're using an external keyboard, a MIDI controller, which many people have, and you might have one laying around somewhere, then to get this to work, you will usually have to restart Reaper, because if you just plug it in while Reaper is active, it won't see it. Although it may sometimes, but your best bet would be to just, in fact, this case, that's what I have to do because it's not working. So I just shut off Reaper. Don't say anything. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Well, anyway, I'll just do a new one. Okay, and I'll go to track, insert virtual new instrument, and I'll just go to my out of tune piano, and then see. Okay, great. So it works. If it still doesn't work, when you plug in your keyboard, when you restart Reaper and it still doesn't see it, where you control that is from Options, Preferences, go to your MIDI devices. And so right now it found it and enabled it. So you have to check for both of these things. The device has been found and that it is enabled. So there should be, once again, if you just restart Reaper, that should take care of that. And so now what I can do is I can actually play using my little keyboard, which of course isn't going to make me any better a pianist because I just can't play piano anyway. Anyway, so I'm going to go here and change my octave. Okay, so I'm going to record something. I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to press record, and then that's right. That's what I did. So anyways, here we go. So that's it. And on the next video, we're going to actually talk about, we're going to get into this little strange looking world here, because right now we just see these little lines and dots. We don't really know what to do with them yet. We just kind of see that they're there, right? And I guess the one thing you do know, based on what I said, is that you can change the instrument, right? So if you downloaded a couple of instruments and you might want to try how this sounds on a different instrument, I think it'll probably sound just as bad, but I'm hopeful that when I change this to a flute, it'll be a completely different piece now. Let's see. All right, I'll go to my, maybe I'll do harp. Let's do flute. Let's stick to what I said. Let's see. It would be under woodwinds, flutes. Once again, you probably don't have these instruments, but it should work. I don't know if the range is correct. Now, one thing that will happen with virtual instruments, just so you know, is that they will have a limited range. So if you have a flute, it'll have the range of a flute. So in this case, it goes from the B below C, which most flutes have this little addition of a B, and then it'll go from middle C all the way up to this D over here. And of course, real flutes may go higher, but flutes do have a range. Obviously, they won't usually go an octave lower unless you're playing a bass flute. So if your MIDI track is super low, then it won't play. Then the notes will trigger, but nothing will happen. So that might be an issue. So we'll see if that happens now. See, some of the notes don't play because they're too low. So don't be surprised if that happens. I would have to go there and move them up an octave or something. So that's fine. So you can't transfer something from piccolo to bass and then expect it to sound. It's just not going to work. All right, so that's it for that. And then on the next video, we'll talk about, right, I already said it. We're going to go into the inside of this, the piano roll. Now, I do believe it sounded better on flute. I don't know what you think, but I really think it sounded better on flute. It sounded at least twice as good. All right, I'll see you on the next video.